Hi everyone! It's nearly the end of the year, so I thought I'd do a quick roundup of my favorite planning products from 2017. I don't think any of these will be a surprise to anyone who's sort of watched any of my planning videos or follows me on Twitter, but I thought I'd get them all into one place where you can see what I use. First up is my Filofax Domino. This is a great binder to use if you want something nice, functional, and you want to plan in a ring binder. The plasticky, what's it called? I don't know. The plasticiness of it is really easy to keep clean. It's really sturdy. I can throw it in my bag and not worry about it at all. You can see I have a lot of stuff jammed in here, and it sort of keeps closed with this nice easy snap elastic. That's what it's called. I knew it had a name. And it's kind of just a nice, sturdy, easy, good size. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in my 2018 Plan With Me, which is coming out soon. So there you go. I use a mix of Filofax inserts I make myself, Kiki K inserts. All the kind of major brands of inserts will fit into this binder. So, and they come in some really nice colors. So there you are, the Domino. Oh, and it has a pen loop, and I love a pen loop. I really do. So second is my pen. Those of you who follow me on Twitter might know that I lost my pen. I lost my really nice white Parker that my parents gave me as a graduation gift. So my dad bought me this lacquer black and chrome cross. It's really nice, if we can focus. Really beautiful nib, as you can see. I adore writing with this pen. It took a little bit of getting used to, a bit longer to get used to this than it did to get used to the Parker. I now use a mix of the Parker ink that I was using before and the cross version of the same color. I use the very dark blue. It's normally called something like bluish black or blue black, something like that. Parker, Cross, Waterman's all make a similar color, and they're all relatively good. I actually prefer the Parker ink to the Cross ink, I think, now that I've been using it. And of course, I use a refillable cartridge. Next up, obviously, the trusty Softbound Leuchtturm. I've recently switched from using a dot grid to a grid. To a real grid. I really like the grid. It's much easier to write on, as in to write lines of text on, than the dot grid. The lines are a bit darker than the dots are in the Leuchtturms. So it's just a bit easier if you're using your notebook predominantly as a writing book rather than drawing or sketching, plan making or something like that. But they are still really easy to draw in. You're not sort of restrained in the same way as with a lined book. I get the soft covers. I like them. I've talked about these before. The paper is really nice and I just like them. So there you go. Another book that I've spoken about before, but I've been using more and more this year, and I actually have a smaller version of this as well that I use for other stuff, is the Moleskine Professional. They are split into 3 sections, and they just have some really good features. A table of contents, some projects pages, some to-do pages at the back. I use these to read ancient texts, so I can make notes on the text here, notes on translations and things like that in this column, other kinds of notes up the top, bibliography, things I need to read, cross-referencing, stuff like that. And so I just find them really helpful, useful to both separate out the scholarship that I read with the primary sources, but also because there are different types of notes that I like to take with ancient sources that I don't need to take with scholarship, or that I can integrate into my notes. So the fact that these are laid out the way that they are really just makes a big difference, and it works for me. Very quickly, I'm going to say I got some new coloured pencils this year, and they are just the W.H. Smith, I think they're the professional ones, so like the expensive W.H. Smith ones, but they were still like $6.99 for 24 pencils, and they're really nice. I mean, they're not like my Faber-Castell polychromes, but they're really good. Finally, I want to say a word about my Surface. I got a Surface Pro 4 this year with the attached keyboard. I love it. It's incredible. I can take notes on the screen. I've started integrating all of my teaching notes, so all of my supervision notes for each one of my students goes in here. I make teaching and research notes in here. Sometimes I make handwritten notes directly into my OneNote research project book, and it's just really nice. It's a bit pricey, but I think it's kind of paid off in the stuff that's helped me be productive. So that is my roundup of productivity things, pieces, objects that I have loved this year. And you will see most of these mentioned in my forthcoming 2018 Plan With Me video that'll be out early next year. So if you've liked this video, please subscribe and click the bell so that you get a notification when that video goes up. Please let me know what products you loved this year in the comments below, or what you're looking forward to using for next year. And links to all of these will be in the description box below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!